on how Seneca taught us to live in the purpose our Creator gave us life for without realizing it. I've had this on my mind for a while. Does turning to Islam, and being a Muslim, allow you to absorb knowledge from thinkers outside of Islam? For many years, I've been an avid reader and student of Seneca. Lucius Annaeus Seneca, in full, raised and educated the emperor who eventually turned against him in the latter part of his life and sentenced him to commit suicide. Yet Seneca, well known in political circles, left behind a vast body of work. One book I always turned to for advice on how to change my thinking or handle situations was Letters to Lucilius, a collection filled with life lessons. In the high society of ancient Rome, Seneca did his duty, but he had a great aversion to the excesses of luxury. Long banquets where guests would vomit in order to eat more, tasting the most exquisite spices. When asked to name the spice that gave his food the best taste, he answered, hunger. Seneca taught me to see beyond the crowd's behaviors and the processes that drive them. If you follow the herd, you'll always end up in shit, was his life quote. But what began to interest me as I became a Muslim was his thinking about religion. He never denied the existence of God and didn't feel comfortable with the many gods of ancient Rome. What he truly believed, however, is somewhat unclear. Like much of his life, his beliefs seem to have been neither fully resolved nor entirely mysterious. As a member of the Senate, Seneca had many social obligations, but he loved to contemplate in the quiet of his countryside home, away from the crowds and people. Similarly, when it came to religion, Seneca neither denounced it nor tried to dismantle others' beliefs. He didn't uplift it either, but instead offered answers that were so deeply philosophical that they often required time to fully understand. One thing he mentioned often is that a person should live according to their nature, and that man is nature. He may have referred to a creator, suggesting that you will be more troubled if you don't live in harmony with your nature. In other words, he might have meant that it's important not to fight against yourself. Or, if you take it a step further, if you're not aware of your true nature, how can you even know what you're battling against? All of nature is created by God, so Seneca wasn't an atheist. Yet what truly fueled my thoughts on this was one quote, which, after studying his works for 7 years, annoyed me a bit for the first time. Religion is regarded by the common people as true, by the wise as false, and by rulers as useful. And there I sat, my profound teacher, whom I cherished, had made me confused. But when I studied this quote further, one thought shot through my mind. He was not talking about my religion specifically. He may have used it as a metaphor for many things. Actually, his teaching here is quite spiritual. It's a lesson about the ego and the danger of being swayed by the words of others. In the heat of emotion, you might be offended by such a statement. But thinking with emotions leads to poor decisions that work against your true nature. What Seneca is saying, in my opinion, is this. Common people are content, balanced, and easygoing, and religion is their guide. The wise question everything, which can sometimes lead to doubt, disrupting the peace of mind. Those who hunger for power oppress and cause injustice. The great lesson here is also not to fear what others think of you. If you get caught in fear, especially the fear of death, you become less free. You'll be able to live your life more fully and enjoy things much better if you're not afraid to lose it. For now, that's my conclusion. Wisdom, meaning being a wise man, is one who seeks his answers in the teachings of the Quran. Our Creator sent down his messengers to warn use our life for his purpose. Planted in our DNA, he created our nature, our character and soul. That brings Seneca's wisdom close, to almost encourage us to live in harmony with our Creator. We cannot deny our own DNA. Seneca found it important to teach us to be balanced. Searching in the Quran, I found the Quran reminds us that our creation is a deliberate act of wisdom by Allah, and living according to his guidance is the path to fulfillment and peace. Surah At-Tawbah, 9:51, say, "Never will we be struck except by what Allah has decreed for us, He is our protector. And upon Allah let the believers rely." This reflects the understanding that everything, including the way we are created and the experiences we go through, is part of Allah's plan, and submitting to that plan is essential to living in alignment with our true nature. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters. Lucius Annaeus Seneca.